The lead warrior of the Godricshall Guards hung his head low as his master's grandson threw a tantrum in House Raven's courtyard. Roderick Godrickson kicked over a table and flung a chair against a stone wall. He was fuming at the news that his enemy's power was far greater than he'd realized. Meanwhile, the High Lord Raven sat and pondered the likely end of his house, occasionally rubbing his bloodshot eyes and sniffling. As Roderick's rampage continued on, the lead warrior simply nodded. "I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I speak the truth. The Hayfield boy possesses level 6 spiritual fighting capabilities. Even his form of magic is unique. I have no doubt that even my own skills are beneath his. I fear that only Duke Godrickson has the strength to stop him now." Roderick nearly frothed at the mouth as he yelled at the warrior.
"How in the heavens is this possible? Was he training in his mother's womb? How did he grow so powerful so quickly? Is he cursed in some way, or using some form of dark magic? Lifetimes are spent trying to reach that power level, and he just jumped to it in a couple of years? I can't believe this."
On top of the absurdness of the situation, Roderick's rage also stemmed from jealousy. Roderick had been lauded his entire life for his strength, and was considered for many years to be the most powerful youth in all of Godric's land. For years, he had been the child prodigy everyone whispered about. But now, it seemed that Nathan had somehow reached an unattainable level. Roderick cursed as he began to pace the courtyard. He could not accept the news at all. The lead warrior tried to calm Roderick with a comforting hand on his shoulder, but Roderick slapped his hand away. The lead warrior sighed and shrugged. "Look, Your Grace, it's not safe for you to be here any longer. The Duke can protect you while inside the keep, but there's no point trying to save this noble house from Nathan's wrath. We must return to your grandfather at once."
"Nonsense! I shall interfere in this matter as I see fit, child prodigy or otherwise. I won't let a nobody upstart mess with my followers."
The High Lord Raven frowned at the word follower. Finally, he perked his head up and slowly stood up from his seat. The lead warrior grimaced. He was getting tired of babysitting the angry youth. "Your Grace, please, listen to reason. Opposing such a strong enemy simply is not worth it."
All right. I hear you. Now run along back to my grandfather. I'll join you shortly."
"Very well, then. I shall wait on your return." Suddenly, the lead warrior of the Godricshall Guards disappeared as he leapt onto the rooftops and made his way toward Duke Godrickson's keep. Roderick suddenly became aware of the High Lord Raven hovering over his shoulder. Remus spoke softly, as if afraid he were intruding. "Well, Your Grace, what do we do now?" Roderick sighed as he went back to the chair Remus had just vacated and slumped down into it.
Tell me, Remus, who is currently the strongest warrior of House Raven?"
"That would be me. Currently, I've reached the 3rd tier of the master level, which, before all this, I thought would be enough."
"What of the other 2 that will go into the duel beside you?"
"Elder Combe is a master level 2 and has similar magical abilities as Elder Marius once had. My middle brother, Claudius, is the next strongest at master level 1. Why do you ask? Don't you think the 3 of us together could take him on?" Roderick rubbed his temples for a moment, then sat up straight and looked Remus in the eye. "Lord Raven, the way I see it, you've only got 2 paths forward. The path you take will decide the fate of House Raven, and only you can decide which one to follow." "Please, Your Grace, I do not know what to do. Too many of my kin are dead, and and I need your guidance." Roderick nodded, and as he spoke his face remained expressionless. "The first path is you admit defeat. You yield the challenge and forfeit your lands and title. However, you would preserve the strength of House Raven and could one day live on to reclaim your former glory." The High Lord Raven wiped the sweat from his brow. He had not expected Roderick to suggest such a thing. To admit defeat was to relinquish all of the honor and pride his ancestor had fought to gain over centuries. The family's reputation would be ruined, and he would be made fun of by all who saw him for the rest of his days. This I cannot consider. I must not consider that. Please tell me, what of the second path?" "The second is for you to lead your men gloriously into one final battle. You'll have to fight Nathan head-on with everything you've got, and there's a chance you might succeed. But from the looks of it, you'll likely perish. In that case, your personal honor might remain intact, but nevertheless, House Raven's noble status will fall." "You really think all three of us will fall to Nathan's blade? I have to believe there's still some way we can overcome him." "Did you not hear the words my father's warrior just uttered? Or see the way your family members fell in the arena? I think you'd be a fool to face him, but do what you will. Go ahead and see if you can match up against a level 6 master. Just don't blame me when you're choking on your own blood." Roderick scoffed at Remus as he abruptly stood and left the Raven family compound. Despite his reluctance to follow the instructions of Duke Godricson's warrior, he knew the safest place for him was to be in his grandfather's keep. At the end of the day, he could always find more flatterers elsewhere. He didn't need House Raven the same way that they needed him. As soon as Roderick left, the High Lord Raven turned to his brother Claudius, who'd witnessed the conversation from a nearby window inside of the manor. "You can come out now, Claudius. There's no need to snoop." "What should we do now, brother? Without Roderick's support, we're faced with an uphill battle." Remus sighed. As he turned to fully face the windows inside of the house, he called out toward them. "All of you, come out from your hiding places and show yourselves. I know you're concerned with what Roderick has said. I know you've listened in up to this point, so please, do not hide from me for a moment longer." At Remus's words, dozens of windows in the compound opened up, revealing the many concerned faces of the warriors of House Raven. Ever since the fight that morning, their mood had turned sour. Many of them gritted their teeth and waited for a chance to avenge their comrades, while others turned pale from fear and worried that this day might be their last. Out of one door appeared Elder Colm, whose brow furrowed with concern. "High Lord Raven, sir, we must return to the arena immediately. If we do not, House Hayfield will win automatically." Slowly, more members of House Raven poured out of the buildings and formed a crowd around Remus as he thoughtfully considered Colm's message. Finally, Remus sighed, and his voice carried out across the compound. "I have come to a decision. This afternoon, House Raven shall concede defeat and yield from the aristocracy examination." Elder Colm dropped to his knees before Remus and shook his head. "My lord, please, you must not do this. It would mark the end of us." Claudius also kneeled beneath his brother and pleaded with him. "Please, brother, what Elder Colm says is true. Our warriors would rather die in battle than bow our heads and accept defeat. Please, you must reconsider." Colm desperately clung to the High Lord Raven's feet. "We would follow you to the ends of the earth, my lord. Just do not ask this of us. Even if he strikes us all down, I will not let the Hayfield boy get away with this."
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.